Good afternoon, YTPC. Well, it's been a long time since my last video, and there's been an awful lot of crazy things happening in the world since I last posted. It just the mind boggles, it really does. Well, I'm not going to dwell on the coronavirus, because this wasn't what this particular video is about. All I'm going to say is on the matter, I hope everybody is as safe as they possibly can be, and you're taking all the usual precautions to keep yourself and other people safe, and hopefully with a little bit of common sense and maybe even a tiny little bit of luck, we'll all get through this unscathed, I think, or untouched by this global scourge. Right, guys, location. I'm in the middle of Wapponbury Woods, in the heart of Warwickshire County in the UK. For all those overseas people, Warwickshire's in the heart of the UK, centre of the UK pretty much. So we're a long way from the coast, but I can hear seagulls actually, but I think there's a landfill site over the back. Right, okay, a bit of a quick backy review, bit of a blend review, to get the get the ball rolling. Skiff mixture, Samuel Gawith. There are an awful lot of people that have said good things about Skiff mixture, both online and at pipe meets that I'd been to. So I thought it was long overdue that I bought a tin and gave it a go. And I wasn't disappointed. Absolutely gorgeous blend of Orientals, Virginia, and a smidgen of Cyprian Latakia that sits on the back seat and doesn't overpower the blend at all. Tin note is unmistakably Latakia, but it's not the first thing that you smell. It's the Orientals are there, the creaminess of the Orientals are there, and obviously you get the lat hit as well. The Virginias are there also. The whole thing is perfectly melded together and well balanced. That's just from the tin note. Housekeeping, I'm smoking a square shanked straight grain freehand from Ian Walker and Northern Briars. Let's light her up. Lovely ribbon cut tobacco. Moisture straight out of the tin is absolutely spot on. Not overly damp at all, like a lot of Gawith blends. You'll be glad to know. first thing that you notice is the creaminess and smoothness of the Orientals. The Turkish Izmir going hand in hand with Lady Latakia. And the Virginias are there as well. It's got a gorgeous retro hail. Very easy to pack. Doesn't need any drying time. Well, certainly the tin that I opened doesn't. I think, to be honest, this is one of the nicest English blends that I've had in a very long time. There's absolutely zero bite, as you'd expect from a blend of this quality. And this is probably about the 6th or 7th bowl of this that I've had, so it's not really a first impressions. And every bowl that I've had hasn't disappointed. One thing that I like about woodlands, I used to work in the forestry industry years ago, particularly with what we call ancient woodlands. This is an old ancient oak and hazel coppice woodland. It belongs to Warwickshire Wildlife Trust. Is the quiet, the peace. There are various footpaths that zigzag this particular wood. It's a very large ancient wood, actually, one of the biggest standing ancient woodlands in the county. It was coppiced from hundreds of years ago for hazel coppicing. Hazel coppicing is where it's a rotation crop, basically, whereby you let it grow to a certain size and then you cut it at different sizes depending on the purpose that you want, and you rotate to let it grow back over a period of time. This woodland would also have been used in the past, the dim distant past, hundreds of years ago, again for charcoal making. Going back to the Skiff mixture, another thing that I've noticed about it is you can normally get through a bowl with only 1 or 2 lights, occasionally 3. Again, testament to the quality of the blend and also the moisture content. Certainly, I can't speak for other tins, but speaking to other pipe smokers that smoke Skiff on a regular basis, have told me that the moisture is always pretty much perfect. And anybody that knows anything about Gawith, Samuel Gawith Hogarth blends will know, particularly the flake blends in that family, that they pretty much all require some amount of drying time to get the best out of them and keep them burning. The weather today in the UK is really as it's been for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Absolutely glorious sunshine, reasonably warm, sort of 20 odd, between 18 and 20 degrees. And today, thankfully, we've lost a rather cool easterly breeze, which just put the edge on the temperature, but it's gone today, thank God. And it's really quite pleasant sat here talking to you guys. Well, anybody that's followed my channel and watched other videos will know that by trade I'm a press photographer. But the company that I work for have put me onto a government what we call a furlough scheme, because this lockdown that we've had is affecting pretty much all of the businesses in the UK in some form or another. And just in case you don't know, again, if you're overseas, furlough is whereby a company can mothball, for want of a better word, an employee for a period of time. I'm mothballed until the end of June, and the government pays the company that employs you 80% of your salary. Now, the reasoning behind that is to give the company a little bit of financial breathing space, and then allow it to operate with a minimum staffing level. To at some point, hopefully in the future, to be asked to return to work and go back onto full pay. So it's a little bit of job security. I mean, we have got some retained staff that are still working as normal, but because things have changed so much and we're an ad-based newspaper, my particular company has lost hundreds of thousands of pounds a week and is really struggling. So it was a sensible option, both on my part and on the company's part, to volunteer for furlough. I'm also quite enjoying it, to be honest, because day to day my job can be extremely hectic and stressful, and I drive hundreds and hundreds of miles a week. So it's actually nice, really nice to do nothing. A bit boring on occasions. Being a media worker, I am classed as a key worker, so that does give me more movement privileges than a lot of people that are tied to lockdown. I do come out. We are entitled in the UK to have a certain amount of exercise. I think it's an hour. I'm not sure whether that's official, but an hour a day. But you are supposed to stay local to where you live. This is, I mean, this is 10 miles away from where I live. But obviously, being a woodland, even though it's got paths running through it, you can lose people quite easily. So I'm not too concerned. My tamper is an antler point with a screw in the end that was made for me by Matty Hughes, Smoking Chunker 57. Cheers, Woody. Goes with me everywhere, that does. I'm about halfway down the bowl, and the flavour is consistent, still enjoyable. I can still pick out the various tobaccos, the Virginias, the Orientals and the Latakia. No bite whatsoever. I wrote a little review for somebody on the UK PTC Facebook page a while ago, and I said that this blend was as harmonious as you could possibly get for an English mixture. It's so well balanced. Nothing overpowers the other. Everything sits together perfectly. I think most pipe smokers at some point do look at tobaccoreviews.com. I'm no exception. I always look to see what other people think of a blend before I buy it, and I talk to other pipe smoking mates to see what they think, to see whether they've tried it. And I'm just looking at a little Jenny Wren, watching me, watching you, over there. And all of the reviews, pretty much all of the reviews, gave Skiff mixture 3 or 4 stars out of 4. So again, you know, pipe smokers that are much more experienced and have a more refined palate, shall I say, than me, can't be wrong. But if it was a crap blend and a hissy, tasteless waste of time, then I would tell you. At the same time as this, I bought 25 grams of Samuel Gawith Perfection. Perfection is is a bad name for it, because it's as far removed from perfection as you could possibly get. It was a muchness of nothing, a steamy, moist, tasteless tobacco that didn't really hit the spot on any level. Flavour, strength, it was just pointless. It really was. I won't say it was horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it was certainly very, very disappointing, and certainly doesn't deserve the name perfection. So there you go. That's my review of perfection. Don't bother. I hope everybody is coping okay with the lockdown situations, whether you're still in lockdown, whether you're coming out of lockdown. There's one thing for sure, talking to other pipe smokers, that while we've been in lockdown, self-isolating or whatever, it's given us chance to enjoy more of these. And also use the dreaded eBay app. I hate eBay. I love-hate relationship with it. I must say the sun is coming through the trees, and it's really quite warm actually, even though it's a dappled sunlight, because there's quite a thick canopy in here. Silver birch trees, old growth oak trees, hazel copsing, a few ash trees, and there is aspen in here as well, but I'm not in a bit that's got many aspen at the moment. That's further towards the centre. Well, I'm 3/4 of the way down now, and it's still doing everything right. There's no bitterness. There's no excessive moisture. It's absolutely spot on.